You know, I have thought a lot about the fact that life is not eternal, and when this thought truly begins to sink in, it doesn't bring panic, anxiety, or fear, as many tend to believe. On the contrary, a sense of lightness and even a quiet joy comes. All that frantic striving, all the worries about the future that we so diligently build, suddenly look different, as if they retreat into the shadows, ceasing to be the main thing. We live as if tomorrow were endless, as if there were a reservoir with unlimited time. We postpone important conversations, new steps, decisions, thinking that we will have time tomorrow. But the truth is that this reservoir is actually a fragile vessel that can be empty at any moment. Heraclitus, the ancient philosopher, said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." This simple yet profound thought is not just about the river or water. It's about life, about each of our days, about every moment that slips away and never repeats. What was today has already become the past. What will be tomorrow is hidden in a fog of uncertainty. We live in an endless stream of change, and in this flow lies the essence of existence. Every morning when we wake up, we are given the chance to live one more day, one more moment. A gift that is not always valued as it should be. We often take it for granted, forgetting that every breath is a small miracle. Everything around us is transient and temporary. This applies to joys, sufferings, achievements, and lost opportunities alike. But if you look from another perspective, it is precisely finiteness that gives life its meaning. Without it, everything would lose value. If we knew we could do everything forever, we wouldn't cherish a single minute, wouldn't notice the beauty of a sunset or a loved one's smile. Martin Heidegger taught that awareness of one's own mortality is not just a fact, but the key to authentic living. He called it care, our true relation to being when we realize we do not have infinite time, and this awakens us. Death is not an enemy, but a teacher showing us the importance of being truly present here and now. And it is precisely this awareness, this deep acceptance of finiteness, that should not frighten, it should inspire. To accept your finiteness means to stop fearing, to stop running from reality, to start truly living. And yet, if awareness of finiteness brings us lightness and joy, why does fear still hide in our hearts? Why do so many of us stubbornly close our eyes to this simple but profound truth? After all, this fear is not fear of death itself, but fear of losing control over our lives, over what seem to us stable and familiar. This fear leads us to the next stage of reflection. Why are we afraid? If finiteness is the truth, why are we so afraid to think about it? Why do we hide behind the mask of eternal busyness, chasing success, wealth, or recognition? The answer seems to be that we are not afraid of death itself. We fear losing control, losing what seems like our support, stability, a familiar world, certainty about the future. Fear of the unknown makes us cling to what we can hold: possessions, status, impressions, people. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic, spoke about accepting life as it is and not trying to control everything around us. His wisdom helps us understand. The race for external goods is only an illusion of safety. Neither wealth, nor fame, nor power can save us from the end. We create this race ourselves, an endless striving to achieve something new, forgetting why we even started running. Like a hamster on a wheel, we lose ourselves in the chase for illusory immortality, because the memory of us will sooner or later also disappear, like ashes scattered by the wind. Fear of death breeds fear of life, of the very moment we must live. We fear mistakes, failures, being forgotten. But all these fears are just reflections of our inability to accept finiteness and let go of control. Only those who acknowledge mortality begin to see life differently, not as a series of tasks and goals, but as a flow of experience in which every moment matters. The point is not to accumulate as much as possible, but to learn to live fully here and now. When we stop fighting this fear and allow ourselves to accept it, a wonderful understanding opens up. Not only the bad goes away, but the good too. There is a deep, almost sacred beauty in life. We learn to let go of our desperate clinging to what is dear and to accept change like a gentle wind carrying away autumn leaves. This is a natural transition to awareness. Everything will go, and there is beauty in this. Awareness that life is finite helps make one more important step: to understand that not only the bad will go, but the good as well. We often fear losing what is dear: relationships, health, joys, successes. We want to hold on to happiness, to fix moments that bring light. But life is arranged differently. Everything flows, everything changes, and this is its beauty. Just as night is followed by dawn, each moment of our life is a transition, movement, change. Understanding this helps not to cling too tightly, teaches us to let go and accept. We can enjoy the warmth of the sun, knowing it will soon set behind the horizon. We can love people, accepting that one day they will no longer be near. This is not a tragedy. It is the natural course of things, without which there would be no movement or growth. In this constant dance of life and death is born the true value of the moment. When we stop fighting what is leaving, we free ourselves from inner tension. It becomes easier to breathe. It's like watching a flame, not trying to hold the fire but enjoying its warmth. We have accepted the thought of finiteness. The question arises, what now? How to stop being afraid, begin to value every moment, and truly live. The first thing to understand is that fear lives in resistance. The more we try to reject the inevitable, the stronger it burns. Acceptance is not giving up in, not lowering your hands, but stopping to waste energy fighting what cannot be changed. Life in its finiteness does not reduce possibilities, but on the contrary, expands them. Realizing that time is limited, we begin to see value in the small, in the morning light, in breathing, in how leaves whisper in the wind. These things become not just a background, but the meaning, the living fabric of being. Live here and now. This simple truth sounds banal, but how many times do we forget it? We either drown in the past, reliving mistakes, regrets, offenses, or rush into the future, dreaming of achievements, fearing failures. Between past and future lives, the present moment, the only one we truly have. Martin Heidegger called this state authentic being, when a person is present in life, not hiding behind conventions and illusions. To be authentic means to consciously perceive everything that happens and to take responsibility for your life. Second, let go of the illusion of control. We are used to thinking we can plan everything to the smallest detail, protect ourselves from pain and disappointment. But life is not a project that can be edited and rewritten. It is a flow, a full river that can change course at any moment. Learn to let go. Let go of fears, offenses, desires to control others and events. Freedom comes with the ability to be flexible and accept changes with an open heart. Third, practice gratitude. It is like an anchor that holds us in the present. Gratitude for every lived day, for the people met, for experience, even if it is painful, helps fill life with meaning. And finally, communicate with loved ones. Do not postpone important conversations. Do not be afraid to express feelings and ask for support. Life is short, and each of us has a limited number of chances to say, "I love you, thank you, forgive me." Fear is natural. It is part of human nature, but it should not control your life. The more you face your fears, the weaker they become, yielding place to light and peace. The paradox of life is that it is precisely the awareness of its finiteness that gives each moment special depth and value. Without this thought, everything might seem empty, endless, and meaningless. When we accept finiteness, life unfolds before us as a continuous flow, a movement in which each moment is unique and unrepeatable. Every meeting, every conversation, every smile becomes priceless because time does not wait. This awareness teaches us humility and respect for ourselves, for others, for every story, for every person we meet on our way. And even if someday everything will go away, right now we have life, a real gift. And here, in this moment, there is hope and consolation. Because by realizing finiteness, we free ourselves from the weight of meaningless rush and helplessness before time. We begin to live deeper, feeling every breath, every touch, every word. Acceptance of finiteness opens the door to authentic happiness, not fleeting pleasure, but deep, quiet satisfaction from the fact that you live and feel. Everything in your life matters. In this, strength and freedom. Not to fear the end, but to accept it as part of the great and beautiful path we all walk. Life is finite, and in this lies its amazing beauty.